Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Desk Studio. I am your man in Japan, Jay Contra, and I'm here with my Tokyo pickup video. I was just there last week, and I'd like to show you the games that I bought, and just generally go into a sort of long-form discussion about what's happening in the Japanese retro video game collecting scene, what you can expect when you go to Tokyo. I know by the time I release this, Tokyo Game Show will be just around the corner. I think what we'll do is we'll just kind of look at the condition of these things. I'll name the prices, where I bought them. So this is obviously a copy of Pokemon Fire Red. I picked this up for $20 from a hard-off. Which hard-off did I get it from? I think it was the hard-off in Fujisawa, which is down near Kamakura, which, if you're in Tokyo, I absolutely recommend checking out Kamakura. It's got nice beaches, there's a lot of history there. It has one of the largest Buddhas that's like, I think it's like 700 years old or something. It's crazy, it's a really cool town. It's got some nice Hawaiian food, so I highly recommend it. Here's the code, I'm sure someone already used this, although, is Club Nintendo still a thing? I think, didn't Club Nintendo get shut down or something? And then, oh yes, this I thought was super cool. This, I love the ephemera contained in some of these games, and this would have been, what movie would this have been? Would this have been like the 4th or the 5th movie? I can't remember. I kind of, when I was a kid, I sort of stopped playing Pokemon after Gold and Silver. Remember, make sure whenever, so the advanced games are kind of crazy. Like, so the first thing about the Game Boy Advance games of the Pokemon series is, for one, their, like, Fire Red is really hard to find. I had actually a super hard time finding this. I did find a couple of copies in Tokyo, but they were I think upwards at least $35, if not more. I think even my local hard-off near where I live, it had a good copy of Fire Red in like mint condition, but it was going for like 50 bucks. And so yes, this case, or the box, you can kind of see there's a little bit of bend. There's some kind of wear on the top here, but for 20 bucks, and it's a game that I really wanted to play. I didn't mind buying it in sort of a, less than mint condition. The other thing I wanted to point out was, yeah, Pokemon Emerald is almost impossible to find. I saw it for like 50 bucks somewhere. I ended up picking this up for 40. It's in really good condition, which is why I spent the $40 on it. But again, it's just one of those games that you're generally only going to find in the Tokyo area, if you're going to find it at all. Just because it's, I guess it didn't sell as well as Ruby and Sapphire, but that's sort of where the current Pokemon nostalgia is right now. The Game Boy Advance has really just been going through a huge boom. It's crazy how expensive some of these games have become. Not necessarily Pokemon, which sort of top out at 50 bucks, but I mean, oh my god, I don't even know what the game itself is, but there was a $900 Game Boy Advance game, and it's not a new game. I'm just talking a used Game Boy Advance game was going for like $900. I saw there was like a Metal Slug for the Game Boy Advance was going for like $400. It's crazy. I think the nostalgia has definitely passed the Super Famicom era. And I would say even the PlayStation era, like, there are some very expensive PlayStation games out there, but the prices have remained pretty consistent. And even like the Dreamcast, like, I thought the Dreamcast should have had some more expensive games for it, but looking at the prices and the rare stuff, they've remained at least relatively stable. I've seen some Sega Saturn stuff go up in price, but otherwise, I think we're definitely, in terms of like the collecting nostalgia, we're definitely in the early 2000s right now. GameCube stuff has moved up just a titch, just a little bit. So like, for some reason, like, collecting seemed to pass the N64, move over into the Game Boy and Game Boy Color. Like, oh my god. Okay, well, I'll just talk about Game Boy Color for a minute, because the prices on some of that stuff has gone, again, out of control. Let's see, what have I got up next? Oh yeah, and then, okay, so I bought Pokemon Emerald from Trader in Akihabara. I also bought this copy of Game Boy Advance Wars. And crazy story about Game Boy, or sorry, I keep calling it Game Boy Wars Advance. We know it as Advance Wars. But Advance Wars actually did not come out in Japan until the year 2004. It actually was a part It actually, so originally it was supposed to come out in 2001, but then September 11th happened, and so basically Japan sort of canceled the game, or Nintendo canceled the game, and it only ended up getting released as a combo pack with Advance Wars 1 and 2, and it came out in this packaged release. This set me back $40. I bought it because, for one, I really want to play it. I really loved the first one. I played that in English. I've never actually played the second one in any language. But yeah, so this is a pretty wild release. This was, yeah, again, I bought it at Trader. I bought it because it was, well, 10% off. Trader was having a weird, like, weekend sale. And it looked to be in fair condition. I ended up finding a better condition at Friends for like a few bucks less, but I definitely don't regret buying this game because I really, really want to play it. So, as I was saying before with the Game Boy Colors, so we're at this weird inflection point, I think, with a lot of systems right now in Japan, where you actually are probably better off buying an American console because, for one, the Game Boy, is not region locked. I mean, Nintendo's portables wouldn't be region locked until the 3DS, or I guess the DSi, sort of. But like Game Boy Colors were going for, I want to say like 50 or even $80. Game Boy Advance SPs were really expensive to the point where you might as well just buy it off eBay instead of buying it in Tokyo. So these are Dreamcast S-Video cables. I found them in the box. I don't believe these were sold as new. I bought these for like $30. I bought them because I really want to capture some Dreamcast footage, and because not every Dreamcast game works with the VGA out. I really want to hook this up to a CRT, and oh my god, the Dreamcast has got so many good games that I really want to play. I bought this from Beep, which is sort of one of the lesser known shops in Tokyo, excuse me. It specializes mostly in computer and arcade games, but they do have quite the selection of console games, and I think they have really good console accessories. So again, $30. I think they were also having another 10% off sales. Crazy. I don't know exactly what was going on. I guess it was the Obon sales, which is a sort of a holiday here in Japan. Next up, oh yes, this is a big one, folks, because I have finally completed my NTSCJ N64 collection. And it says new here because this is an unopened copy of Knife Edge Nose Gunner. I cannot freaking find this anywhere. I did find this at Super Potato. It was, how much did it end up costing? At Super Potato, it was like $25. I ended up buying this at Friends, another sort of lesser known Tokyo retro game store in Akihabara. And this cost me $18 for a new copy, which is like, I went on Amazon, they had new copies for like 14 or 15 bucks. And boy, like, I really don't know how to feel about this because it's over. I don't need to buy any more N64 games. So yeah, that's that. I definitely don't feel as satisfied, I guess, as I should be. However, the craziest thing I found in Tokyo was a North American copy of BMX XXX, and this is a game I played it when I was in middle school. Probably shouldn't have been playing it in middle school, and it's a game I'm actually not going to be able to play for a while because I don't have an American GameCube here, and the GameCube is unfortunately region locked. This set me back $5. I bought this at the new Sudagaya specialty store that's right in front of Akihabara Station, and the craziest thing that I found in this was I thought that, oh, maybe someone brought this over from America. Maybe some crazy person, brought this from America and then they just left it behind. Ooh, I don't. Yep. Okay, we won't open that poster up. I don't want to get banned from YouTube. I think, is there anything else? Oh, there's some. Yeah, there's some inappropriate for YouTube things. So we'll put those back. I forgot about that stuff. But I believe this was an imported copy of BMX XXX because you see in here it has a little insert. This is actually quite common. I found a version of something similar to this in a copy of Diablo for the PC that I picked up, where they these companies would bring in American, English games, and then they would put in just a little insert to tell you, this is a cheat code list of what's. Oh my god, I can't even. Ooh, this is. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so we'll just put that away. This is a fun little thing. It only cost me $5, which is why I picked it up. If it had been any more, I don't think I would have bought it. But I'm a proud owner of BMX XXX now. And then the last thing I wanted to show, I did not pick this up in Tokyo, but I did want to talk about the difference between buying something out in the boonies and getting it in Akihabara, because this is obviously Pokemon Crystal. The box is not in really good condition. This probably would have been a Mandarake C grade, so it would have really been knocked down in price. But I had a real hard time finding Pokemon Crystal in Tokyo. I ended up buying it at a local hard-off near where I live, and this ended up only costing me $20. Actually, no, my mistake. I actually bought this at the hard-off near Costco. And the reason I bought it was, for one, because it was $20, whereas in Tokyo I think it was easily going for $40 plus. But it had all of the inserts, which I absolutely love. There was actually a better conditioned box, but it did not have all the inserts, and I wanted all this cool stuff. Game Boy Colors, it's crazy. I went into the local hard-off actually, and I saw a Game Boy Color for like $20 as opposed to the $80 it was going for in Tokyo, and someone bought it almost immediately. It was crazy. And so something you need to look for when you're buying Game Boy games specifically is you got to make sure that the save battery has been replaced. I know this is a replacement battery because it has that yellow sheath, I guess you could say. Most, even the tabbed batteries. Whoa, oh, that's cool. I didn't know that it had that cool crystal pattern on the back. But I believe most stock Game Boy games, or most stock batteries in Game Boy games, will just be a plain, probably like a CR2025 or 2032 battery. I'm like 90% sure this has been replaced. And because so many Game Boy games, you know, it's been 20 years now on a lot of these games, so the battery just simply doesn't work. And a lot of the places, even in Tokyo, were not guaranteeing the battery. Oh yeah, oh, is this the 2001? So this would have been the one after, oh wow, oh, holy shit, dude. Oh my god. This is, so you can hook up your Game Boy to your cell phone. Oh my god, let's see, mobile adapter GB, released January 27th, 2001. Oh my god, that is so cool. I thought it was going to be a movie poster, but nope. Wow, I gotta find that. That's so cool. I don't even think, I think this would have been like, what, 2G, 1G at best? Wow. Oh, wow. So again, yeah, Game Boy games out of control. Pokemon, the Pokemon boom is still in full swing. I know we're like 2 or 3 years out from Pokemon Go, but I was in a Pokemon Center in Tokyo, actually in Yokohama to be specific, and it was absolutely packed. There were so many, and it was like all kids. It was all young people there, and it was absolutely crazy. Like I wanted to buy a couple Pokemon booster packs for the card game, but I was just like, I'm not waiting in line 10 minutes behind all these yelling kids, so I ended up not buying anything from there. So that's it. That's the pickup video. I hope you were able to learn a little bit about the shop. So again, bought this from Hard Off, $20. This is from a Hard Off in the countryside next to Costco, so that's why it was so cheap. I bought these Game Boy Advance games from Trader because Trader generally has the better prices in Akihabara. That's not always the case, but again, is generally the case. Something I always say is that what you want is always cheaper somewhere else, because I bought this copy of Pokemon Red from a Hard Off. It was about a 5-minute walk from a train station south of Tokyo, and it was $15 than what I would have found at Trader. Something else that was cool was BMX XXX. This was $5 from the new Surugaya in front of Akihabara Station. They've got a lot of like anime figures, trading cards, statues, a lot of like anime memorabilia, but they also had a basement floor that was just all video games, and they even had a few import games. I bought my Dreamcast cables from Beep, which is a sort of PC arcade game specialist, but you can find some deals on accessories. And then last but certainly not least, Knife Edge Nose Gunner, completing my N64 collection. I picked that up from Friends, which is a short walk from Akihabara Station. You got to be kind of, it's really hard to notice, but if you look for it on Google, you will find it. It's a mom and pop operation, so the prices are really good. Generally, they were, I mean, they were even beating Trader sometimes, especially on like Saturn, Dreamcast, and a little bit of the more modern stuff. So that's the Tokyo pickup video. I hope some of the information was useful. If you are coming out to Japan this summer, make sure to get some sunscreen and drink a lot of water, because it's going to be humid and it's going to be hot all the way until probably the beginning of October. I've been your man in Japan, Jay Contra, saying thanks for watching, see you next time, and mahalo.